good. The thing is, the stereotypical superhero story is that something radioactive or some freak accident grants a random individual powers and abilities beyond those of mortal men. Okay, so someone like the Flash, who gained his powers through a combination of chemicals soaking him, plus a lightning strike that granted him incredible speed. Then this event reverts him back to a normal human. Okay, fine, makes sense. However, people like the Martian Manhunter and Superman, they don't really have superpowers. We call them superpowers because they're things human beings can't do. But what we have to remember is that those two aren't human. The Martian Manhunter's shapeshifting and telepathy are a part of his species. They are natural biological functions. It'd be like if something caused every human being's heart to stop beating, but we were still alive regardless of that. Superman comes from a planet with a very different kind of sun than ours. While he may look human, his genetic structure is incredibly different from us. When he's under our sun, he gains enhanced strength, invulnerability, heat vision, etc. This event either had to suppress something completely natural to his species, or completely alter his DNA so that it was like a human's. The thing is, though, to make such extensive alterations to that, it would more likely kill him as actually make a permanent change. DNA is not Lego bricks. You can't just rearrange the pieces and make it different. Which leads us to the next little problem. Consistency. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that something could do that to them, that the abilities of people like the Martian Manhunter and Superman can be altered like that. But what about beings who look radically different? Metamorpho was transformed into what he is thanks to a mystical orb. When the Black Light event happened, he became a regular-looking human again. But if that's the case, why the hell do we see characters like Killer Frost still looking like they are when they have superpowers? Maybe you can get away with Jade still being green-skinned because at this point she had lost her superpowers in canon, but characters like that should start looking like regular humans again. But okay, maybe I'm just nitpicking here. Let's once again grant the comics thesis that this event stripped them of their powers, leaving technologically based superheroes unharmed. But the thing is that the Green Lantern ring that Kyle Rayner utilizes, it's technology! It's alien technology, and based on made-up science, I will grant you, but still technology! The Guardians of the Universe forged power rings that tap into a specific kind of energy, which can be manipulated in various ways based on the person who wears it. It's not magic, it's not a superpower, it's a little green gun, yet it's not working despite no explanation why it wouldn't be. Well, you might be saying, maybe as part of this grand scheme by God, alien technology is also disrupted so people will be on an even keel. Well, that might have worked if not for the fact that both Hawkman and Booster Gold are still in action. Hawkman is also an alien, and the technology he uses for flight and for hitting things derived from tech from the planet Thanagar. Booster Gold is from the 25th century, utilizing some bits of alien technology that seem perfectly functional. Some people have criticized me for not letting my suspension of disbelief kick in, but the thing is, suspension of disbelief doesn't throw away all logic. It just allows me to believe that there are people who can run really fast, or that there are aliens that can shapeshift living among humans. This story is asking me to not think, and I refuse that request because the story is presented so idiotically. As the story progresses, it will attempt to tell us that this is the will of God, and it's only narrative convenience that all the characters who could give a definite answer to that have all vanished. Yet by the logic of this story, they should just have lost access to their mystical abilities. Anyway, back to the story itself. The heroes are basically sitting on their asses watching TV while Oracle continues searching for answers. Well, I could be looking for answers to this horrible event, but hey, Gilligan's on! Meanwhile, tech-themed supervillains have come to realize that they have an opportunity to suddenly be upper-tier criminals by teaming up. Back with Superman, he's still mopey about having quote-unquote lost that town despite plenty of people still being alive. Hey, writer, Superman doesn't exactly have a flawless track record. Why is this incident the one that's making him emo? Now I know what you're thinking. It was still a pretty big blow to him emotionally, Linkara. Why are you criticizing Superman for character development? Well, the thing is, and I'm not kidding here, he spends all 3 issues like this. All 3 issues, he can't get over the fact that he lost his powers and that people died. You know, even Superman knows that he can't be everywhere at once and that he doesn't always succeed. For as much as I dislike Garth Ennis's work, even he understands Superman more than this piece of junk. In an issue of his series, Hitman, Superman and an assassin named Tommy Monaghan talk about an incident where he failed to save someone's life. Or how about in the series that I always love to promote, 52? Superman lost his powers for an entire year, and he didn't spend it sitting on the couch watching TV. After Superman whines to Lois for a bit, we cut to Kyle Rayner, who's yelling and ranting at Jade over his inability to use the ring. And here we come across the next major problem with this series. The implication that all of these superheroes are neurotic wrecks, incapable of living their lives without superpowers. Look, I'm sure the loss of their powers for many was a major blow to their lives, but at the same time, not all of them were born with them. Hell, Kyle Rayner had the ring given to him out of nowhere. Sure, he'd feel sucky about losing its power, but he wouldn't become some freak making clay figures of one loser and never taking off his costume. This story is completely at odds with who they are as characters. The writer wants them to be in a specific place, but because that place makes absolutely no sense given their personalities, he instead has to alter their personalities. As a result, I wouldn't believe that these are the same heroes who routinely save the world. These are the kind of people who would barely be able to function in everyday life, just one cut string away from going nuts on everyone around them. And it only gets worse from here. After several intense battles with supercriminals, the heroes reconvene at the Watchtower with the bad news that there's still no explanation. Also, the government, assuming they mean the American government, isn't crying over what happened since now without metahumans around, everyone is now on the same level. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a great comfort the next time Darkseid decides to invade Earth with full-scale armies and superpowered new gods. We get our titles shoved in by them speculating about what an act of God could mean, be it from an intelligent power or simply something random and unforeseen that could forever remain a mystery. Which basically is the cop-out of the writers saying, yeah, you're not going to get an answer for this ever. The Manhunter suggests that they continue to meet weekly regardless of their lack of powers, but Aquaman and Flash go all angsty about it, wondering what the point is without having their powers. Again, Aquaman is the king of Atlantis. He's never exactly been the most traditional superhero. For that matter, we also see Wonder Woman discarding her tiara, which then begs the question of where the hell all the Amazons are in all this nonsense. Like the Blacklight event itself, it will remain a mystery. When Superman villain Toyman decides to go after Lex Luthor and a giant robot, Steel decides he needs to forego waiting for his broken arm to heal and try to stop him. Linda Danvers, then Supergirl, decides she wants to still fight for truth and justice and all that and decides to become a police officer. Hey, writer, some consistency would be nice. At this point in comic history, Supergirl's supposed to be an Earth-born angel, so why the hell didn't she disappear along with the other? Oh, what, now is when you decide to pipe up? Steel flies in to engage the robot, the police having no effect on it. Yeah, I bet the governments of Earth are feeling real good now that Superman isn't around. It's the cybernetic hero known as Steel. Now, perhaps, Earth's most powerful being. Really? Don't get me wrong, I like Steel, but I could probably think of about a dozen other heroes and villains who are still more powerful than Steel right now. Steel puts up a valiant fight, but sadly the robot is just too much, blasting him out of the sky before crushing him under its foot. And so our comic ends with Lex Luthor smirking in triumph, since now people will be clamoring for him to find a solution to the loss of the superheroes. It's a really bad sign when the only person written in character is Lex friggin' Luthor. This comic sucks, but it's not over yet. Tune in during the next 2 weeks, because it's only going to get dumber and more nonsensical from here, people.